it's a valid argument. However, it is not sound. It's not a sound argument. I think I heard that.
Yeah, yeah.
Sound,
So
it doesn't make sense.
to be a sound argument, you do have to have a little bit of your premises must be true. So let's talk about valid and invalid purely, right? So that would be, if my conclusion was, therefore he is guilty. Is my argument strong? No. I didn't make my case strong enough. It left the door open for other possibilities, right? So we know that guilty people get let off all the time, most of the time because the defense made it seem as if the argument wasn't strong enough, or the prosecution just sucked, right? This happens all the time, unfortunately. You guys with me? Whereas you could have a strong argument where everything in there, I don't know if it's true or not, it's just that these things lead me to this conclusion and only this conclusion. But some of the stuff in it was false, right? So this is when innocent people get convicted. So the argument made led me to the conclusion that, oh crap, he must have done it. You did it, you bastard, right? But something in there wasn't quite right. You guys, are you with me on the two possibilities here? So the level we focus on in this class is just the level of, is it a strong argument or not? Once you know what makes a strong argument, it's up to you to put true stuff into it, right? So we can talk about the strength of an argument, even if I put pure bullshit in there. This is a strong argument. You can't argue with that. This is a strong argument. Is it true conclusion? No, because both of these premises were stupid, right? It's very important. Some of you guys are thinking to yourselves, what's the matter? This is true or false, who cares? But it is very important to realize there is a strong argument, and then there is a false or true premise or conclusion, right? Two separate things that are very important in their own right. Yeah.
On both of them, it kind of like the I will eat is like both like first is on the end and then it's in the beginning. And then for the answer, you just took like the first sentence and then the end of the next sentence and happened for that.
But does it make sense? Let me ask you, does it make sense? Because if this, then this, and then if that, then this. Don't they lead? Isn't it a chain then? And think about this. What's this look like in symbols?
It's like proofs and geometry.
P. What's it in symbols? Arrow, Q. What's this one in symbols? Q, arrow, R. So if you link them together, wouldn't P go to Q, go to R?
That's like a feeling.
Wouldn't P then have to go to R? It's got to. There's no escaping it, right? In symbols, therefore is written as 3 dots. Therefore. That's how you write it, because again, math people, there's too many letters there. Therefore, P leads to R. That is a strong argument. Is it true or not? That's a separate set that's looking at each thing and saying, are these premises true? Is this conclusion true? Yeah.
What would a weak argument look like then?
Okay, good. I love it. That's the next question. So here's a weak argument. Let me give it to you in symbols, and then we'll work out statements, and I'm pretty much running out of time. So here, that is a weak, that's not even weak, it's just not valid. This is a valid argument, which is separate from true or not, right? People just can't tease those apart. A valid argument just means you can't poke holes in the form of it. I can poke holes in the truth of the statements, but is the argument's form valid? Yes, right? What's wrong with this one? If P, then Q. Not P, therefore not Q. We know this is no good. So let's go back to our old standby. What's our old standby for this? If you make an A,
Then you get a car.
let's say you don't get an A. Are you definitely not going to get a car?
No.
Is that the only conclusion it leads to? No. Because I could do whatever the hell I want to if you don't make your A. I go, all right, you got close. You got a B+. What the hell? There you go. Here's your car. Right? Or I could say, screw you. You got an A-. I said A, so screw you. Right?
So if there's multiple conclusions, it's an invalid argument.
Exactly. Right? An argument to be valid, to be strong argument, it can't leave any. This must be the conclusion it reaches.
So for on the homework, number 1A is what does it mean when an argument is valid? Can I put that you can only come to one conclusion?
that this is the only conclusion that you can come to yet. You can only come to this conclusion, right? Okay, cool. That this conclusion can't be false in some cases, really, is the way you should say it. So this is, it's got to be not, does it have to be not Q? No, it could be Q, couldn't it? So that's really the whole point.
Well, it's asking what is a valid argument. Is
Yeah,
that you
so
can only
that-
have one conclusion.
Yeah, that this conclusion must be part of what you reach. And again, there's a little tiny thing. I can certainly say, therefore, your GPA won't be 4.0. Can't I make that conclusion? Do you guys see what I'm saying? So that it's not like this is the only conclusion, but every conclusion has this. This is definitely true, period. There's no argument that this is true. And that's not what this says, is it? This one is invalid because that doesn't have to be true, does it?
But it doesn't really have to do with if it's true or not. It's whether you can have multiple truths.
Well, that leads to, exactly, right? That this leads to this. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I gotta be careful how I say this. I want you really, so here, there's no way I can escape that. Other stuff might be gleaned from this, but what they've given me, I definitely can't escape this. Here, I can escape this. I can buy you a car if I want you, just to be nice. What the hell? Right? So this, I like the question. This would be an example of an invalid. This is a fallacy.
So
And
B is what does it mean when an argument is a fallacy? You would say that it has multiple conclusions.
yeah, that's where I want you to be careful. You could say that the conclusion is not necessarily,
True.
yeah, the conclusion itself is not the only thing I could arrive at. It could be Q or not Q here. It doesn't matter, right? Okay, that would be an invalid argument. Now here's a nice thing. Considering that I definitely didn't get through section 3.5, you're not going to have to, the homework's not going to be due on the day of the test. I'm not going to have this except as maybe a bonus on the test itself, all right? I'll never test you on sections that we didn't finish, obviously. So we're going to have to finish the section 3.5 after this first test.
Question.
Sure.
Okay, so since you know how it says therefore it's not, but it's like I can be valid because it says that.
Does that mean that it's not complete?
But again, if you get an A, then I'll buy you a car.
Yeah, and then the next thing says I
You
didn't
didn't get the
so
A.
therefore
I can still buy you a car if I
Yeah.
wanted to.
Okay, but
If I win $18 billion, then I'll be happy. So if I don't win, I'm not happy. That sucks. No, there's other ways I could be happy, right?
so if it only
That's yeah, exactly. That's when it must work both ways. That would be. If that was an if and only if, then yes, that would be true. That would be valid. Thank you.
So, on this valid argument here, for example, I got my A. So I got my A. If I get an A,
Alright, so kind of ill.
you're gonna give me a car.
If you make an A, then I will get you a car. Then you will drive around town.
Okay.
If you make an A, then you will drive around town. There's no escape from the they Q then R.
I used to, but I don't really know when.
Unless that's what it is.
You didn't make your A, but I don't necessarily have to not buy a car. I can still buy a car.
But they don't have the same. And our
See that part there.
test correction.
Oh, yeah.
I was walking there and I was like,
No, I did. Original and correction. If you make corrections, then you do. By a date. Yeah, exactly. Oh, no. So here, be careful. So here's one square number, 16. Here's another square number, 4. When you add those, you get an odd number.
No.
There.
Okay.
That was the next step, is to do what the conjecture says to do, but arrive at a different place.
Okay.
That's a counterexample.
Okay, I got that.
So you're almost there, yeah.
Yeah, words jumble up and.
Explain this to me. This is requirements in CA.
Of course, we know all these graphs. So. Item has a diameter of this. Look at the diameter. So here's item, right? And it's that big. So it does have a diameter of that. That's true. Or speed may have water. So what you can do is
either a table or,
So P or Q, right? P or Q.
yeah.
And R. The first one is true, right? Just looking at this, we can see that
Yeah.
IO does that, so that's true. Now what about the next one? P may have water. So if it's blue, it might have water. So P. Oh, you're over here. Nope, no good. See? So that's false. And IO may have atmosphere, so IO is there. Yep, atmosphere is orange.
Okay,
That's true, and now you just did it.
and then, oh, then we just figure it out.
Mhm.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Oh, right there.
Okay, this one here.
Corrected, yep.
What was this first one? I have caller ID, so then would I do the negation before the P? I wasn't sure.
Oh, yeah, because there's a not explicitly.
Okay.
So only if there's a not explicitly, you have to put the tilde in. Yeah.
And then for this, you said symbols, you just want me to put them in the symbol form.
So all they said for that one was, where's that
3.1?
They said to do, yeah, tell me if it's simple or compound. Tell me what type it is, disjunction, conjunction, whatever, and then give me
Okay.
the symbol, yeah. So compound, disjunction, so like number 9, compound, disjunction, they give you that or symbol, right? Because disjunction or would be that symbol.
Yeah. Okay, so for all the ones there. And
Yeah.
number 12. which
Number
was-
12 again, it's got
did
that not.
Did not play the drums.
So
it's
simple
gonna be
statements
like-
are ones that just need one symbol. That would need not and a P, so that would need 2 symbols.
Okay.
Simple statements only need the single letter. So negations are automatically not simple then.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Sometimes I need somebody. I ask a lot of question about the voices because I don't understand. Because don't speak English very well. I'm from Iran, so I understand everything that you do. But in the test, I don't know what you want perfect. That's why.
So I don't mind if you come up to see me.
Yeah,
next
that's
week.
why.
That's fine.
It's good.
Yeah. And it's not a prerequisite of a course on like ESL level, but it's sort of always a prerequisite to know the English words and read the textbook. And
Yeah,
follow
a
the
lot.
lecture.
I use a dictionary to understand the questions, so I did all this homework. I think it today.
Okay.
The-
But on a quiz or test, you can come up and ask me if you're
Yeah.
not sure about. Anybody can come and ask me.
Because I need some time to help me to understand what is the
Yeah.